Equal pay for women. Free stuff. I'm going to have Joe Biden do things. And free stuff. We've got crumbling roads and bridges I still haven't fixed yet. Let's see. More free stuff. Climate change. Free stuff. Let's work together. Because that's what Americans want us to do. In the interest of bipartisanship, I'll veto everything Congress proposes. More taxes for more free stuff. And I'll end with this. Free stuff. God bless you. And may God bless this great country with love. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. Trump, what are your thoughts on how should we go about making sure we can protect innocent life in this country?
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things.
Donald, question right over here.
Mr. Trump, what are your thoughts on... Mr. Trump, what are your thoughts on how should we go about making sure we can protect?
I lived in New York City and Manhattan all my life, okay? So, you know, my views are a little bit different than if I lived in Iowa.
Partial birth abortion.
I'm very pro-choice. I am pro-choice in every respect and as far as it goes.
As far as single payer, it works in Canada. It works incredibly well in Scotland.
But the fact is that 25% for high-income people, it should be raised substantially.
Who would you like representing the United States in a deal?
Oh, Trumpy baby. Oh, Trumpy baby.
Mr. Trump, what are your thoughts on how should we go about making sure we can protect innocent life in this country?
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things.
Donald, question right over here. What are you going to do as president in regards to Common Core? What actions are you going to take?
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things.
That is like he can say that for anything.
Yes! It's just insert issue.
A lot of things.
Donald, what are we going to do for lunch?
We're going to be looking at a lot of different things. And, you know, a lot of people are saying that, and a lot of people are saying that bad things are happening out there. We're going to be looking at that and plenty of other things.
Dear God, on this week's According to Me and Buddy, those who feel the burn this week think socialism is kind of cool. Some real life stories about socialism in action now in Europe. Biden is out, Hillary's in, right? Nah, not so fast. The asshat of the week, of course, but we start by telling you Sam's been lying to you this entire time on who her pick is for 2016. We expose her lies next on According to Me and Buddy. Here's the story of Polita Bunny. Annoying liberals on Twitter was her goal. She had a radio show, and it was badass, with lots of fans and lots of trolls.
Here's a story of a guy named Jason who had an awesome internet talk show of his own. There were lots of voices on the air together, but he did it all alone. And one day Barney messaged him on Facebook, and they knew the NSA would be appalled that these two would do a show together. And now you're about to hear what it is called.
According to Me
and Bunny.
According to Me
and Bunny. This is the theme song for According to Me and Bunny.
Folks, from the Kensington Place Studios, It's According to Me and Bunny, ATMB, and this is Barack Obama and Mitch McConnell and Donald Trump's second most hated internet radio program, the 2-hour show that lasts 60 minutes. And during those next 60 minutes, sit back, be prepared to be informed, entertained, possibly offended. Take your pants off, or leave them on. Pants are optional here on ATMB. Sorry for the hiccups, folks, in the beginning of the show, but there's no need to panic. I'm here, running the boards, which actually should make you panic. But without any further ado, let me introduce you, of course, to my lovely co-host, the lovely, the talented, the liar, which we'll talk to here in a second, but also the fourth hottest conservative in all of conservative radio. My friend and yours, the Bunny.
Little bunny foo-foo, hopping through the internet, scooping up some liberals and bopping them on that.
Yeah.
Bunny!
You know, that whole fourth hottest conservative chick thing is so silly, and you do it like every week.
Well,
it was like, you know, it's funny, but yeah. It's good to be here. I'm glad you finally fixed things. What did you do?
I don't know what happened. I'm not going to lie. I have no clue what happened to stuff, and it's frustrating, but I'm glad everyone's here.
Again, I was going to find you and stab you.
I know. I kept resetting the server and doing all that good stuff, but glad that you guys are here. So we got a lot to talk about. We're going to feel the burn later on in the show. We have to do that. We're also, and here's the other thing that kind of held things up. As you know, I have all types of sounds. All of those are gone. So I'm kind of scrambling behind the scenes. So my apologies for that. But we're going to make it all pretty in the podcast. You won't even know this happened.
We talked about it, and I made fun of you for having it happen, so they'll know.
Yeah, well, it's true. That's true.
Yeah,
but we're going to feel the burn. We're going to talk socialism later in the hour. Yay! Gather around, kids. Turn the radio up. We're going to talk socialism. We're going to also have the ass head of the week, but Sam needs to share with you a little covert operation she had this week.
Well, it wasn't this week. We get sued.
Sam, spill the beans, because I'm not real happy with what you were doing earlier this week, and for a while recently.
It's been a few weeks.
Say it.
Okay, so, originally I decided I was going to go and form a little social media Trump supporter account just to kind of get an idea of what's going on in the Trump machine. And originally it was more of a joke, to be honest with you, because I was like, ha ha ha, I'm going to go make fun of the racists. Because I expected, to be honest with you, to see predominantly what we see when we're on the other side of these debates, these loud, obnoxious people who are scared of brown people. And I got in, and surprisingly easy to get in because they are very accepting of anybody who likes Trump. You could be like, yeah, I just killed 5 old people, but I love Trump, go Trump, and they will totally accept you. But, I got in, and here are the people I expected, of course. I've got the people who use the conservative term, and I see people talking about securing the borders and the mean Mexicans, and I see everything I expect at first. So I'm like, haha, these people are dill holes, and I'm having a good time. But then I see something that really bothers me. And I mean, not that doesn't bother me, but I expected to see the schmucks on that side act like that, because you see them everywhere, right? Well, I get in, and I'm watching these people talk to each other. And what I realize is that most of these folks are people who are truly scared. These are people whose patriotism is dying. And it is so sad. It is actually not something I thought would be funny. I mean, I thought for sure it'd be all these idiots, screw the Mexicans, secure the border. I expected that. I did not expect to see older individuals who are really sad and upset about what's happening to the country, people who have lost hope in patriotism, people who have no faith in what's going on with our government. I mean, these are people that are much deeper than I expected to find.
So,
now,
in other words,
to be fair, now, there are plenty of idiots out there who, you could say to them, Trump, Golden Eagle, Liberty, Statue, Freedom. And they're like, yeah, and they'll follow you. And, but these other folks, and this is what really makes me despise him even more. These other folks are really in trouble, and they're really, defeated. And here's this asshole who has come along and promised them he will fix everything, that he will fight for them, that he will defend them. They have a champion in him. And so beyond the white power idiots who finally have a platform, there are these people who truly love America. There are these folks who support liberty and freedom, and they're so beaten up by what's happened to this country that they are really to follow anybody who's willing to say, okay, I'm going to kick ass for you, even if that somebody is a lying piece of shit like Trump.
So in other words, what I said a couple weeks ago about Donald Trump was correct, right?
No. Yes.
Yeah, it's nothing more than a people who, while they may not be well thought out, they're tired of getting kicked in the nuts.
And well, it's funny, but they don't even realize it. That's what's even sadder is, you've got the people who are like totally emasculated guys who Trump makes feel like men again or something. But these are people who don't understand that they're so beaten up that this is what they're doing. But it's so easy to read. And here's the thing that scares me. Traditionally, conservatives are harder to talk to when it comes to getting a vote because we're all pretty independent thinkers. And we all don't just kind of meld and gel together. We all have our own ideas and we could be a real pain in the ass. These people are not like that. And they may have been that way originally. But boy, I tell you what, getting on in the inside, and I'm not going to tell you the name, I'm not going to tell you how I'm doing it, but I'm a fairly decent-sized Trump support account on my sock. And I'm able to really, all these messages or we must band together and fight together. And it's kind of creepy. I'm not going to lie. It's very much like what the left has done. You always joke about how the left, you could say, vote for baloney, and they'll say, yes, ma'am, and they vote for baloney. This is what's happening with this group of people. And it's like if they see somebody saying something bad about Trump, this is why if you say anything bad about him in social media, you get decimated. Like people are getting put in jail on Facebook and they're getting suspended on Twitter because these folks work together. They are huge. I would call them almost a gang. And it's interesting because when you get attacked by someone, let's say it's an anti-Trumper saying, Trump's an idiot, and you say, what, Trump's going to be great and make this country kick ass again, they'll come in and swoop in and protect you and attack the people who are attacking you. It is a different dynamic than I'm used to. And to be honest with you, I'm about 3 weeks into it, and I don't know if I can stand it much longer because I feel like I need to shower every time I've done it. But it's fascinating. And as my account, I probably have trolled people who are listening. I probably have gotten in your space and you've gotten mad and blocked me because it's so easy to be this person because there's not much to it. We used to joke, about how people in social media, on the radio, you need to have something original to say or people get bored. At least I always thought that. And then you have these hosts and these people who post America, and it's like a picture of an eagle or a Statue of Liberty, or, you have someone talking about, well, this is our country and we're going to be free again. They say the same shit every week, but people listen because it's the same shit every week. I used to think that didn't work. I look at the people supporting Trump. I look at the people in these groups. It works for those people.
So you're saying we have to redo our entire format, Sam? Is that what you're saying?
No, but these people are never going to listen to us, dude.
We need a crying eagle banner and all that stuff. Is that what we need?
And I understand that for some people that is how they connect. That is how they celebrate their patriotism. And I'm not trying to be a snob. Okay, maybe a little. But I always felt like for us to be on the air and for us to have a following in social media, there needs to be something entertaining or original. But these people, that is not the case. You literally can just go out and find a Donald Trump tweet and retweet it with Trump 2016 on it, and you'll have 10 people follow you you've never talked to. Literally, that's how it works. There is nothing original about any of this. It is all just the establishment has screwed us up. Donald will kick their ass. Trump. That's it.
Well,
They don't
Sam,
even really bitch about Hillary or Obama. It's really all about Jeb Bush and what they call the establishment.
well, I guess the moral of the story is, folks, deep down, what Sam has been doing behind the scenes for the last couple of weeks is a new dance that I'm going to tell you about. It's an According to Me and Bunny original Because apparently she's been doing it. Everyone's been doing it. People around the nation are doing the Trumpy hump.
Oh, Trumpy, baby. Oh, Trumpy, baby.
All right, stop what you're doing, because he's about to ruin the well-spoken candidate you used to. He looks funny, but he's got a lot of money. See, and at least for now, he is GOP. Now gather round when he comes to your town and prepare to laugh at the sideshow clown. He's got little dignity, but lots of wealth. Now just let him introduce himself. His name is Trumpy, pronounced with a umpy, with a face that always looks like he's grumpy. And old ladies who own property, please allow him to bump thee. He leads the polls, y'all, but just like Humpty Dumpty, he's gonna drop out like a high school flunky. He says he's smart, he's good with money, that's funny. He's on his fourth bankruptcy, I'm listening to this arrogant hack with hair that's just ridiculous. His supporters are on Twitter all like syphilis. Hey, yo, Republicans, how aren't you sick of this? Yeah, I call him names, but look at him, it's easy. And nothing stops him from being sleazy, he's a creep. You challenge him and there's drama. The only person with thinner skin is Obama, it's crazy. His supporters amaze me. They call me a rhino, but it just don't faze me. They really think the guy has a chance, and he even got a new dance. The Trumpy dance is your chance to hump the Trump.
Oh, Trumpy, baby.
Do the Trumpy hump. Do the Trumpy hump. Yeah,
Trumpy,
come on,
baby.
come on. Do the Trumpy hump. Do the Trumpy hump.
Oh, Trumpy, baby.
Yeah, well, you know Trump humpers, they're doing the Trumpy hump. Y'all, come on. Do the Trumpy hump. Do the Trumpy hump. Mouth breathers, do the Trumpy hump. Do the Trumpy hump. Dumb asses, do the Trumpy hump. Do the Trumpy hump, y'all. If you're not thinking you're doing the Trumpy hump, come on.
So in other words, Sam, this entire time you've just been doing the Trumpy hump. Is that what you're saying?
No, that sounds gross. No, what I really think what I originally was trying to do was go out there and pull some information together for like a great blog or a great, and what really came of it was an understanding of what Trump is doing to people, and it made me want to kick him in the balls even more.
And I understand. Like I said, I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of understand the support now. I understand the draw of people wanting to.
He's taking advantage of these people.
No, he is. No, he absolutely is. But I get why people are upset. I get why people are frustrated. But it's the wrong dude. And we'll talk later on in the show. I have a theory in regards to Bernie Sanders that's very, very similar. Very, very similar. But we'll talk about that later in the program, because I think what you're seeing here is you're seeing emotional reaction to people feeling their country's screwed.
Right.
And you have two candidates, polar opposites really, that think they can take it in a different direction.
But I don't believe that Trump really cares about taking the country in any direction. I think he's completely in it for him.
No, of course he is.
What can he get out of it? And what can he do for his brand? And will he make money? It's all about ego with him. He could give two shits about this country. And that's just a reality of who he is. No. This is what he does.
No, I don't disagree with you, and I'm not saying he's genuine. I'm just saying the people that feel that he's the guy are just doing that because they feel good about somebody who is saying the things that they want to hear. Whether it's sensible or not, it doesn't really matter. It's about hearing the things they want to hear and hearing someone who's being genuine, or at least they think is being genuine, about what they think and say and believe. And I think that's the draw. So I get the initial interest and the initial support. I really do. I didn't get it up until a couple weeks ago, because I'm like, what do these people see in this guy?
Well, and really what it is you're looking at a beaten down, emasculated, scared faction of the party who is desperate to be led. And it scares me because I don't see in him the inspiration that a leader really has. Leaders don't tell you they're leaders. You just are inspired to follow them.
Sure.
There is nothing about him that says leader. All it is bloated arrogance, and watching these people so enamored of him and so desperate to believe, I just want to find him and punch him a lot.
And you look at, Ron mentioned this in the chat room. He's like, right, it's the same thing Obama promised. It was hope and change. And, well, I really don't like the war in Iraq, and I really don't like a lot of things, the bailouts and all this crap that's going on. And this guy's a good talker. And, yeah, I'm going to vote for hope and change. Well, we saw what the results were, but it was a amazing strategy in 2008. Hope and change. Vote for it.
Don't do that.
You believe in hope and change. Do it. You should vote for it because I believe in change and hope, and so should you. Well, people did, and they did it again. And now you look at 2015 and you look at your front runners. In my world, some don't agree, and we'll talk about this later. It's Trump and it's Bernie. It really is. And it's not because of what they, well, I guess for Bernie it is what he stands for, but it's not about necessarily what they stand for as much as they are both saying, we need to do things different. Okay, I agree. So that's
what that means.
Well, right, but people don't really care what it is. They just want different.
It makes me crazy. And it doesn't matter. Like, you could say to his supporters, Trump supports single payer. That's not what he said. It is what he said. And then they are mad at me, not because that Trump said it, but because I dare speak out against their man. And what really gets to me after a while is when they're attacking me, I am, honest to God, I am fighting for them more than anybody else. Because I hate to see people who I know believe in a lot of the same things I do getting taken advantage of by a con man. And that's what's happening here. Uh-oh.
No, I'm here. I'll just...
I thought maybe I lost you. I'm like, oh, crap, I broke it again.
No, you're good. No, I understand, but I didn't. Here's the thing, guys. I talked to Sam quite often. I had no idea she was doing this. Up until, 2 days ago? Not even?
I'm not telling anybody these
things. Yeah, I had no idea. I'm like...
No. And see, the problem is people talk, and you have no idea how many times I wanted to say to someone, hey, you just told me to go fuck myself, and you called me an idiot. Ha, 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 ha. You know, I can't say that, because then they'll know what I'm doing. So I'm making a list of all the people I've made angry, and I'm going to have to apologize when it's over and go back and say, hey, I was trolling you, but I had to kind of earn my street cred with the others. Because if I'm not out there being obnoxious, then no one believes me. So I probably need to go back and apologize to the people I've been unkind to. Yeah, so it's been interesting being on the other side of it.
Behind enemy lines.
Yes.
Nice job. Way to go, Sam.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it became much more than I thought. I thought I'd last like a day and laugh my ass off and write a great blog about it. And seeing much more of what's going on really troubled me.
Well, we'll talk later in the program, again, and what I think the draw is between Trump and Bernie. And we'll talk some more things later on in the program. But before we transition into a little quick break here on According to Me and Bunny, I want to tell you about our good friends and our sponsors, of course, rwnjfunding.com. These guys are just awesome people. And again, when you're talking about raising funds, when you're talking about doing things that you need to do to get your business off the ground, or maybe you have a loved one who has some medical issues, or maybe you just want to start a new division within your organization, or maybe you want to launch your own radio station, or who knows what you want to do. There's many avenues to do it, but let me ask you, how many of those people who run these organizations have your values and principles in mind? Not many, except for now. And that's rwnjfunding.com. Great guys, great folks. They don't cower down or bow down to political pressure. They stand up for you and stand up for the principles of the Constitution in America, and they just don't bow down to PCBS. If you want to start your own thing, if you need to do a Kickstarter type program, but instead you're kind of not digging the whole Kickstarter GoFundMe thing because it's, well, it is who they are, there's an alternative. And they're a proud sponsor of our show and great people that I know you can trust. rwnjfunding.com. And here's what they're going to do. The first 10 folks who get up to $100 in their campaign, RWNJ Funding is going to add an additional $10 to the fund just to get you started, just because they're decent people. And rwnjfunding.com is the way to go. You haven't contributed at all to the music fund to stop me from singing. Therefore, you heard the Trumpy hump. But you could do that if you really wanted to on rwnjfunding.com. Again, if you want to check out more about them, go to our website, polititainment.net, the little website that could. Go to the rwnjfunding.com banner, and it'll take you right to them. Or you can just simply go to rwnjfunding.com. All right, up next. The kids like this whole idea of change, you know. I want it too. But this whole socialism thing?
In our best
Not so much.
efforts to anger
We'll explain.
Bernie Sanders, and because we believe in capitalism, according to me and Bunny, we'll be back after these messages from our sponsors. Hey, Sam, do you have any advice for those who miss our show when we're live every Wednesday night?
Yeah, they can stop hating America.
Well, obviously, but besides that.
Well, they can check out the podcasts.
That's true. You can catch According to Me and Bunny podcasts on SoundCloud, on Stitcher, on Spreaker, on iTunes, on TuneIn.
We get it. They can find us everywhere because I'm so freaking awesome.
It's always got to be about the bunny. Whatever. All right, Polititainment Patriots, we're going to pull the audience here. Raise your hand if you know all that is to be known and all the ins and outs about workplace and employment law. Huh? There's only one guy with his hand raised. Well, that doesn't surprise me. But anyway, go ahead and ask me a question. What is it? Oh, who knows anything about workplace and employment law? I'm glad you asked. It's the guy raising his hand. Proud sponsor of Polititainment and an expert you can trust, attorney Ted Hong. Are you an employee who's been fired or being denied benefits for being a crazy right-wing extremist? Or are you a business owner who wants to make sure the feds and unions don't come after you for non-compliant workplace regulations or labor contracts? Well, then you need Ted Hong. Ted's been doing this for over 30 years. Plus, him and his amazing legal team also handle family and property law and estate litigation. You need to call our guy, attorney Ted Hong, at 808-933-1919 or visit tedhonglaw.com. Ted Hong, an experienced and principled attorney you can trust. 808-933-1919 or tedhonglaw.com.
Do you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Then get on board with the Tax Admiral and let us steer your way to financial freedom.
The IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. They can freeze your bank accounts, seize your car, home, will garnish your paychecks and benefits.
Don't take on the IRS alone. I can fight for you using industry secrets that can help stop the IRS. I'll cut your penalties, slash your interest, and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company with over 30 years experience helping people clean up their mess with the IRS. And we have a 95% customer satisfaction rating.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS, are facing an audit, a lien, or levy, then call me right away.
Call 800-329-6481. Again, that's 800-329-6481. 800-329-6481. 800-329-6481.
While you're liking dozens of cat memes and pictures of people's food, make sure you like us on Facebook.
And we know you're on Facebook. We get your Candy Crush requests. But good idea, Bunny. Like the According to Me and Bunny show on Facebook simply by searching for According to Me Show and click like.
We share all the latest updates about the show, plus our favorite news stories, so like us.
Hey, Sam, don't you have your own Politibunny Facebook page?
Yes, like my page too. Find me on Facebook and like the GOP Bunny page.
GOP Bunny page? Ugh. That's awful. Why would you do that?
I have wanted to change it for years, but Mark Zuckerberg is a fascist bigot pig. Anyway, Facebook.com/According to Me Show and Facebook.com/GOP Bunny.
Bunny and Boehner sitting in a tree. KISS. Okay. According to Me and Bunny, they keep it straight gangsta, yo.
According to Me and Bunny, never PC, never gluten-free.
Welcome back to the show, folks, to ATMB. What's going on? All right, so,
Nothing.
nothing. No, nothing at all.
Sorry.
She's still, during the commercial break, make no mistake about it, Sam was still doing the Trumpy hump. And those of you who were in the chat room, were you doing the Trumpy hump as well? I'm sure you were.
I do not Trump or hump. Thank you.
No, that's not what I heard. It's not what the Twitters say. And for those of you who enjoyed the song so much, and I know you did, it will be on SoundCloud at the end of the episode, so you can share it with all your friends who like to do the Trumpy hump as well, and make sure you do that. Speaking of other things to share, real quick before I forget, I want to talk about this. Sam and I have been planning behind the scenes a Halloween spectacular episode, and that will be next Wednesday. And I think it will be a lot of fun. So make sure you are definitely setting your clocks ready for Appointment Radio next Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern here on K98 Talk, because it's going to be a lot of fun. What do you think, Sam? Are you looking forward to next week's show? Because I am.
I just can't wait.
I know. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk all types of things. We're going to do some taste tests live on the air. It's going to be fun.
Gross stuff.
No, it's not.
Dude, are you still going to, or can we talk about what you're going to do? I'm not doing it.
Absolutely you're going to do it. What are you talking about? I have to?
One thing. No.
What? All right, so, we're going to give it away.
I can't talk about why, but it changes colors of body stuff, and that's not good.
Well, that's even better, which is why we're going to do it. So find out what we're talking about on next week's episode of the show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Sam's going to do it. I don't give a crap if she likes it or not. I said crap.
I said crap.
I did. All right, so a lot of folks around the world, and especially around the United States, want to feel the burn. They want them some Bernie. They want some Bernie Sanders love. And
you're not allowed to ever say those three words together ever again.
Bernie Sanders and love?
Ugh, gross. Have you read the articles?
Say it again. Say it. You could do like the really like hot like phone operator voice. Do it.
Bernie Sanders love.
Oh, there are like 22-year-olds right now that are like fully aroused. Anyway.
Yuck! No, I'm an old lady. You're so gross.
Well, that's what the kids are jumping on the Bernie Express. But with that said, and you don't have to wear pants during the show anyway. So if they're listening, that definitely
wear pants during the show. Well, Jason is full of crap.
I never do.
Hey, said crap again.
Well, we're going to speaking of pants.
Hey,
we're going to talk pants in the Amazon.com product of the week here shortly. There's a little tease for you.
It's not Forced Gay by Aliens again, right?
No.
No,
because if you're reading Forced Gay by Aliens, you wouldn't be wearing pants. Duh.
Dude, no, you gotta hear this. This is funny. So I know Angie and Paul on their show. I think Angie, for some reason, was talking about Forced Gay by Aliens
because she owns it and loves it.
Buying it for you, but she said that she got some new author who writes gay erotic literature.
Oh, because
he started following her on Twitter.
Yes. See, this is what I do. This is what I do for my Politainment family. That's what I do.
I died. She's like, oh my God, this guy just followed me.
That's so
Angie,
good.
too, because Angie is like the sweetest person. It would make sense if they followed you because you're kind of a perv.
Right.
They followed Angie, which is the funniest damn thing. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. Back to your...
No, that's fine. I'll tell you what. Well, we'll talk about that actually later on during the program as far as the Politainment group. But there's a little tease for you. So when we're talking Bernie, the thing he keeps talking about and the thing that he keeps mentioning is something that's pretty important. Because when he's on with George Snuffleupagus, he has no problem saying this.
Because we know what democratic socialism is. And if we know that in countries in Scandinavia, like Denmark, Norway, Sweden, they are very democratic countries. Obviously, the voter turnout is a lot higher than it is in the United States. In those countries, healthcare is a right of all people. In those countries, college education, graduate school is free. In those countries, retirement benefits, childcare are stronger than in the United States of America. And in those countries, by and large, government works for ordinary people in the middle class rather than, as is the case right now in our country, for the billionaire class.
I can hear the Republican attack ad right now. He wants America to look more like Scandinavia.
That's right. That's right. And what's wrong with that?
Yeah, what's wrong with that? I mean, I'm Bernie Sanders, and we talk about what we're going to do to fight capitalism and do all these things because I believe that we should talk Denmark and we should talk about Scandinavia because those are great countries who have socialism as well, and it's a great thing. Well, we have some articles that I want to share with you in regards to, hey, instead of talking about a 100-plus year idea that fails every single time, because here's the problem that socialism has. Everyone has this belief that, look, socialism is flippin' awesome. Here's why it's failed, though. The right people haven't done it. If the right person's in charge of implementing a socialist type of government, then it'll work. The problem is people before just haven't done it right. But if we do it right, like what Bernie Sanders just said, then it'll be great. Okay. Let's talk about some folks who live in some of those countries who are like, see, here's what goes on in a socialist country. So, Bernie, you may want to know what you're talking about here. So, let's talk Denmark. All right, because you talk Denmark where they have free college and free health care. It's right there.
Sounds great, right? Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let's talk about our friends in Denmark. And this should be ammunition that when you have this conversation and you have somebody who wants to feel the burn, you could be able to come back and go, well, here's some things you need to know about socialism. In case you don't know them, and not necessarily what you don't know what socialism actually is, but what the statistics behind that. I'm a statistics guy. I want to know how that impacts you as a person. Not just, well, it's a redistribution of wealth and government runs all businesses. No, let's talk numbers here and what it actually means for the average person. So I think that's important. So let's look at Denmark, for example. Denmark ranks 20th in the world in overall GDP and actually money per capita, which is pretty impressive. 20th in the world is actually really good. Now, they are behind Canada. They are behind Ireland and other countries. But 20th isn't bad. They used to be top 5. But here's what is happening with our good friends in Denmark. They are ranked 192 out of 219 countries around the world in economic growth. Why? Because the government owns all of the industry.
Nothing grows under the government.
Correct. So they have a 0.10 rate of actual economic growth in the years 2013 and 2014. One of the worst in the world. One of the worst in the entire world.
Socialism rocks.
Right, because that's what's happening. Is because what happens when in that type of situation is that your people in Denmark are getting poorer for a couple of reasons. A, they have no economic growth. So there is no businesses that are actually growing at all. All of the money that they do make goes to all of the employees. Well, that sounds great, doesn't it? They barely make a profit under Denmark industry because it's all kind of spread around and your employees make more money. Well, yeah, that's good. That's talking about raising the minimum wage and doing all the type of things the left wants to do here in America. Here's the problem, Chief. When you do that, here's what happens to the folks in Denmark. The country with the highest debt ratio per person in the world is Denmark.
Oh, gosh.
They have the highest debt per person.
In the chat room, who said the only thing that grows, who was it? Was it BJ? Someone in the chat room said the only thing that grows under government is debt.
Yes, and that's exactly what happens with them. Because here, let's take a look at some things. You know what is an absolute luxury in Denmark?
No.
A car.
Really?
Absolutely. You want to know what a Honda Accord costs in Denmark?
How much?
As far as United States dollars equivalency?
Sure, yeah.
44 grand. You want to know why it costs 44 grand? Because all of the taxes that are implemented by the country before you even walk out with the car.
Wait, no, so is this like a Civic or...
No, it's a Honda Accord. It's a Honda Accord.
Honda, so that's a sedan, right?
Yeah, it's a sedan. That's all it is.
Little sedan.
A car that costs maybe $22,000 relatively loaded here in America.
Wow.
It's almost double the price in Denmark. And it's not because it's that much more expensive. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more because it's not made there. It's not manufactured there, but not $20,000 worth. Where's that money going? That money's going to the government. And why is that going to the government? Because free healthcare, free college, free this, free retirement benefits.
It's not free then, is it?
Right, exactly. So the things that people get for free, they still end up paying for in one way, shape, or form.
Shocker. You mean shit isn't free?
Yes.
Come on.
Exactly. And the thing is that the costs of
unbelievable
doing business in Denmark is impossible to actually generate any sort of revenue. Because any revenue you generate is either taken by the government or it's spread out through all the employees. Again, employees love that, but no one makes anything, so everything costs more. And that's simply what life is like in Denmark. Okay, let's look at that.
Maybe
now,
Bernie should just go live in Denmark.
Right. Hey, that's fine. Now,
he would
let's
love
look at
Denmark.
Let's look at Germany. Now, Germany is considered like the most healthiest European country there is, right?
Sure. Yes.
Here are some things you need to know about Germany.
Okay.
There's a 20% sales tax in Germany.
Holy shit.
There's a TV tax.
A TV? What do you mean a TV tax?
On their bills and purchasing a TV.
Are you serious?
Yep.
So there's a cable tax.
There's a radio tax.
Ugh.
There's a dog tax.
dog tax?
There's a death tax. There's a death tax of up to 50% of your...
They tax you for dying.
Yes. Once you're dead, 50% of it goes to Germany. Period.
But so you're dead. So your family pays your death tax?
Yes.
And if you don't have any money, the family still has to pay the death tax?
Correct.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, I take that back. They take 50% of what you have, whatever it is. So if you don't have anything, then they don't take anything. But whatever you do have, 50% is going to the government. Period.
Wow. Because you're dead.
Yes, because you're dead. Gasoline, $7 to $10 a gallon.
How much a gallon?
$7 to $10 a gallon.
That's higher than California.
Do you know what mortgages are in Germany?
No idea.
50 years.
50 years?
The cost, there's no way that you can even dream of affording to own your own home unless you have a 50-year mortgage.
Unbelievable.
Yep. Absolutely.
I didn't even know they made 50-year mortgages, dude.
Mm-hmm. They do in Germany.
Apparently.
Hey, by the way, do you know, little other socialism, little tidbits, little fun bits of information. It takes approximately 6 hours to do a full load of laundry.
Why?
Because the government has regulated the size of washers and the amount of water they will hold, for environmentally friendly purposes.
Oy.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of environment, you can't wash your car in your driveway.
Because you waste water.
You waste water and soap. So what you have to do is you have to actually take your vehicle to a government-approved car wash and then pay them a lot of money to wash your car.
You're kidding.
No, I swear to God. Oh, in Germany, by the way.
Wait. FYI, people in the chat are asking, when we're done here, would you tell them where you're finding this information? Because I think they want to look too.
Sure. I will absolutely share that on the According to Me Bunny page on like us on Facebook, and you can do that. I will share that with you. Hey, by the way, do you know in Germany, you can't even name your own child without government approval?
What?
Yeah, you actually have to. There's an
You're
agency.
Making this up.
I swear to you, you have to register what you want to name your child, and then they decide if that name's acceptable.
Well, wait, but what do they base that on? Is there some kind of like eligibility or some requirement for name or? I don't understand.
That I don't know. But I can just tell you. Yeah. So, again, socialism fever, folks. Catch it.
So wait. Now, didn't he talk about everything on Scandinavia? Was that like his big one?
Yeah, that was Denmark.
Denmark. I'm here.
Yeah, well, Finland and Sweden and Denmark, those Scandinavian countries, they got a great idea. And it's, that 65, by the way, Denmark, 65% of the money you earn is taxed.
Wait.
65%.
So are you taxed at
Yes,
65%?
at a 65% rate. That is correct.
Okay, so this is several years ago, and we were looking at maybe relocating to London at one point for my husband's job.
Mm-hmm.
And we were looking at different, like the tax rates. The tax rate, the lowest one we found was 40%. And they give you they give you an allotment for childcare even if you don't have kids. It was the strangest thing because there was a whole list of things that the government will provide for you, but they're going to take at least 40% of your check. Oh, well,
40% is a bargain compared to Denmark.
That was crazy to me, though, because we bitch about 28% was what we end up usually paying, around 28%. We're complaining about that, and then we start looking at London, and I'm like, oh my God, 40%.
White privilege.
But, I don't understand how. Is it because these young people aren't paying anything in taxes yet? Do you think that's why they want to feel the burn?
Which, by the way, real quick, other Germany things, sorry.
You're scaring me.
All trash cans.
Uh-huh.
Every single item is required by law to be organized into separate color-coded recycling bags and trash cans, just in case you want to know that. Oh, and by the way, grade school, college is free. Isn't that nice? Free college. Grade school in Germany, you have to pay for. Yeah. Oh, and prescription drugs, you pay for those too. Now, here's the cool thing. You can sit in line and get a free doctor. It's great. They totally hook you up. But if they give you a prescription, you have to pay that out of pocket, the entire thing.
Oh, nice.
So there is no insurance for prescription drugs. That doesn't exist. But if you want to see the doctor, he'll see you for free. That's fine. No big deal. So It's just things like that when you talk about what socialism is. And let's go back to what you were saying, Sam. And so how do people fall for this? How do people go, yeah, I get it? Well, first of all, A couple of things. Again, the mantra of, well, yeah, but Bernie's going to do it differently. That's usually the draw. That's usually the, oh, well, it's just hasn't been done by the right person. That's item one. Item two, that I think is a really big thing to think of as well, is the fact that, like this or not, what you see going on right now is, if this is capitalism, and I'm a 22-year-old, and I see the bailouts, and I see the banks being propped up artificially by the Fed, and I see that companies, if they're in bed with the government, don't pay any taxes at all, I go, you know what? If that's capitalism. It's bullcrap.
Yeah.
And so I want something different. And if Bernie's going to go after this crap, then I'm signing up. The problem is they don't realize what the repercussions of what socialism actually are, which is why I just mentioned them to you. But I understand the disdain for the status quo as is, because the status quo sucks. I get it.
And you need to look at, when you look at college grads and their unemployment rate is ridiculous. It's like 26 or 27%. So like 1 in 4 kids who've just spent a ton of money to go to school are unemployed. Even higher are underemployed. So they go to school for 4 years or 7 years or 8 years, and they get out and they're working at Starbucks. I mean, I guess you make a good point. I'm that kid. I just spent $100,000 on 4 years of college and I can't find a job. I'm going to blame capitalism. I'm not going to look at anything else. And Bernie's saying, I'm going to fix this. I'm going to give all this stuff away for you for free, and your lives will be better.
Yep.
I get it.
That's what it is. And it's just like, look, give me all of your money, or at least like 60 to 70% of it, but I'll make sure that everything's taken care of, kind of.
I have seen, and I think I hope they were joking, but I've seen estimates as high as 90% tax on what you make that goes to the government for him to do everything he wants to do.
Well, if he actually implemented all the things he wanted to say, yes, that's exactly what it would require.
Well, that's terrifying.
It's absolutely terrifying,
because they don't understand that, because like you're talking about Germany and that they have to put their trash a certain way and they can't name their kids what they want to unless it's approved. There is zero freedom in socialism.
Yeah, there absolutely is. It's like exchange your freedoms and exchange your money for comfort.
Any choices in life. You don't get to experience anything. You don't get to succeed or fail. Everybody is doing the same thing all the time. And I think that's terrifying. And God, you think about the young people. And I watched that debate, Jason. I watched Bernie up there. And besides really liking Jim Webb, which I did, Bernie was so much more appealing than Hillary or O'Malley or whatever the hell his name was, Lincoln, what's his head. He was so much more engaging, and I can see why he's appealing to people.
And that's the thing. And now we'll talk about this now here really quick. Well, we were going to, we'll take a break here in a little bit, and we'll actually talk about that after the break. But again, I have a theory that not everyone agrees with in regards to what's going to happen on the Democratic side. I think I'm right about something. We'll see. But we're going to talk about that here in a second. But again, folks, I will share that article with you. I'm glad that you guys have an interest in that. This is actually written by a gentleman in Germany. So he's like, yeah, let me tell you all about Germany, what it's actually like, because, yeah, that's how it works. So if you really want to know what, socialist fever feels like, there it is. So when people are like, yeah, man, we need to do something about the banks, man, and Wall Street, and all these fat cats, and okay, well, what do you propose we do? Because I agree that crony capitalism, which, by the way, Donald Trump will institute in a millisecond, or continue, I should say.
He basically has in his little way.
Will continue under Donald Trump. I agree we need that kind of change immediately. Absolutely. But the process and the way you do it ain't what Bernie's selling you. So you need to pay attention and understand what socialism really means to you.
Right.
And a lot of folks don't do it. They just know that it's different than what we have now, and what we have now sucks. So they fall for it. And it's the same thing for the Trump humpers. It's the same concept. It's what we have now sucks. This guy has ruined our country for 8 years, and I want my country back. Okay, let's make America great again. Okay, great. He says these things. He means all these things. I hope he does. But what he's saying is from the heart, and he means it, I think, and it speaks to me, so I'm going to support him. And it's all BS.
He's such a liar. He is such a liar. The W stuff, I really thought that would be the wake up for a lot of people because, okay, fine, W was president when the towers came down, but W is not responsible for 9/11. Here is Donald Trump attacking W on 9/11 to hurt Jeb. And I'm thinking to myself, surely that will be enough to wake people up. And there are people going, you know what? Trump's right. It was W. He was not doing his job. He had a warning and he didn't do a damn thing. Just unbelievable what I'm seeing people say about a president that's supposedly the right, although we may say he was not perfect, we support.
And here's the thing.
We know he loved the country. We know when he said, God bless America, he meant it. And to see people openly saying, Trump's right, he sucks, really pisses me off.
Well, I hate the armchair quarterbacking when it comes to George W. Bush in regards to his response to 9/11 or his lack of preparation. Yeah. It really pisses me off because the reality is, regardless of who's president, you could say that right now about our president now, and you may not like him, and no one really, and I don't like him either. But the bottom line is he's probably briefed every morning of, hey, here are the 978 threats against our country today. You want to hear them? Well, what are you going to do? You know what I mean? Are you going to spend your entire day freaking out about every threat to some, sand person in Syria and what he's going to do to your country?
Well, but they were so many threats. It was almost a nonstop threats. I mean, hard to take which one more seriously than another.
Right. That's what I mean. So when you keep saying, yeah, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this. I mean, either A, you freak out and react every single time you hear of a threat.
Right.
Or B, you say, okay, well, I mean, how do you fix that? How do you prepare against such a thing? You can't. So stop yourself. Stop it.
But nobody ever said that before on the right. Plenty of people on the left are like, Bush sucked, he let us down, but everything has been Bush's fault for 7 years. So, I'm kind of used to that. And the right, so he said, Bush did his best, he loved country. Suddenly I see on the right, Trump said this, and Trump is right. W let us down, and his brother's worse, and blah, blah, blah. And unbelievable what I'm saying.
And if we're talking, and here's the thing,
because Trump said it.
But and then that's despicable that he would say such a thing. And I will say this with absolute truth and certainty. If Barack Obama right now, God forbid, I knock on wood here, if 8 douchebags hopped on 2 planes tomorrow with box cutters in their hands, you going to blame Obama for that one? Honestly?
Me?
Yeah.
Well, considering he's been president for 7 years and basically empowered the Middle East again, I might be open to blaming him.
See, I wouldn't, because you really can't. There's no way that one person, I don't care how powerful he is, can be responsible for what 8 people over religious fanaticism are going to try to do in your country, considering that's probably all you hear every day is this threat, that threat, this threat, that threat. And it really bothers me of the armchair quarterbacking of anybody who attacks George W. Bush in that regard. Look, there's a lot of things I didn't like about George W. Bush, a ton. But that ain't one of them, and that's unfair. It's really unfair and stupid.
It's the same thing. I mean, Trump could say, I think we should be taking a leak on the American flag to show that we're not afraid to speak out. And there would be freaking millions of people pissing on the flag because Trump told them to. This is the mentality that scares me.
Well, it should scare you.
There.
You know what else should scare you, Sam?
What?
I think I need this for a Halloween episode. So
no.
I've asked you for money before.
Not happening.
No, this is affordable, okay?
Oh,
you're in a 28% tax bracket, okay? Miss Richie Rich. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
I need $10. Can I get them, please?
$10? No, probably
$10.
not.
Folks.
Will you dance?
I could. That's fine.
If
Go in the chat room. I need to know if in the chat room I can get $10, and I'll tell you why. And if I tell you why, you too, Sam, will understand why exactly it is I'm asking for $10.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you. If I tell you, will you then say, okay, based on that, sure?
No. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to do it anyway.
Go ahead. All right.
So, our Amazon.com product of the week, of course. As you know, your friends at Polititainment are a proud sponsor of, Amazon's a proud sponsor of your friends here at Polititainment, and of course of According to Me and Bunny. So here's how that works. Every single week we talk about a fun product that you can buy on Amazon.com. We talked about Force Gay by Aliens. We talked about the Goatee Saver. We talked about Conquered by Clippy. Lots of great things we talked about.
Butt face soap.
Yeah, the butt face soap, which is great. Did you buy any yet, Sam, or are you going to buy that for Christmas?
No, I don't have problems with my soap going on my butt or my face. I kind of know where I'm going with it.
You do?
I'm good.
See, I need help with that. So if anyone needs any Kwanzaa ideas for me, there you go.
Kwanzaa ideas.
But here's
face soap for Kwanzaa.
And I told you we're going to talk pants.
Hurry, yeah.
Amazon.com. You can buy Goosh pants.
What?
They're white pants.
Did you say douche?
No, Goosh. Goosh. Somebody in the chat room, please put this up.
Douche pants. That's
Goosh pants.
Goosh pants.
And here's what they are. They're pants. They kind of look like painter's pants, like kind of a real thin white pair of pants.
Mm-hmm.
And you can either buy it in number 1 or number 2. So the way the pants look is they're white pants that look like you completely pissed yourself in the front.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Or you can guess what the number 2 pant would be.
What? No, I don't need to even think about number 2
Yes.
pant. Why?
So you can walk around and people will be like, what the hell did that guy do in his pants? Hence Goosh pants. So I think, for those of you listening to the show, Sam insists on you wearing pants, even though, again, it's optional here on According to Me and Buddy. But if you're going to wear pants, wear the Goosh pants.
No. That's just $10 for pants that look like you pissed your pants or
Yes.
you pooped your pants.
I swear to God. Somebody
Why
do me a
in the
favor. Go to
hell would you
Amazon.com right now. I'm too lazy.
No.
Post a link in the chat room. Amazon.com. Type in Goosh pants. You'll see it for yourself.
Pants.
Who doesn't want to wear those is really what I'm thinking. And again, walk around town, have people go, what the hell is that guy doing? All because you listen to your good friends here on According to Me and Bunny.
Oh my
and you
God,
support
they
us
are
on
real.
Polititainment. Huh?
And you can get them on Prime.
Yeah. Oh, you're looking at them?
Oh my God.
See? Somebody post that in the chat, please.
scary.
Oh,
I
the food
can't
just
look in
did.
there.
Sam just posted it. Check him out. Am I lying to
Oh,
you?
their poop ones are disgusting.
Aren't those awesome?
You're so gross.
So here's what we're going to do, Sam. Tomorrow we're going to order these. If it's Prime,
No,
it's tomorrow,
we're not.
Thursday. Oh,
We're
we'll have
not.
them Monday.
No.
Me and you.
No.
We'll wear Goosh
You are
pants during next week's
creamy.
episode.
Those are disgusting.
No, come on. We'll wear Goosh pants during the episode. My dog's
Dog
barking.
doesn't like them either.
Well, anyway, folks, here's what we're going to do. Speaking of disgusting,
Yeah.
Hillary Clinton. We're going to take a break, but we're running a little bit behind this week, so we're going to kind of get things wrapped up here really quick. Well, first of all, we heard the announcement today. Sam, are you saddened? I know that originally you came back to radio for one reason and one reason only. You remember what it was?
Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we thought he was going to run.
He let me down, man.
He let you down because we have no radio material for at least the next, 18 months. Thanks, Joe, you selfish bastard.
Maybe we should hope Trump stays in so we have something to talk about.
Yeah,
for
we
the
do.
next 18
It'd be huge if he did that.
Yeah, huge. It's huge.
But Joe's out, even though I thought he was going to get in. I really do. And a lot of people and a lot of conservatives are going, okay, all right, so now that Joe's out, Hillary's clearly the enemy, so let's kick the crap out of her. And I'm here to tell you, folks, I'm going to make a prediction right now, and I'm willing to take bets on this. I'll take a friendly bet from my friend Politabunny, who's out in the Wild West somewhere.
Uh-huh.
I'm willing to bet, friendly wager. I don't know what you want to make it. Maybe you in the chat room can decide what the wager would be between me and Sam.
No wagers in the chat room because what's going to happen is it's going to be the whole pants thing with me, not with
You can wear Goosh pants. Loser wears
I'm
Goosh
not
pants.
wearing Goosh
And
pants.
takes a picture of it.
No.
Bernie Sanders wins the nomination.
You know, I don't doubt that.
Really?
I think that's possible. I think
I do too.
Hillary's terrible.
Now, I'll tell you behind the scenes, folks, and we've actually talked about this. And actually, give us your feedback in the chat because I'm being sincere when I say this. I've always thought what you need to know what happens during the week is your buddies here at Polititainment, of course, are me and Sam, Angie and Clay from Real Serious Nonsense on at 9 o'clock Eastern every Monday, and our good friend Daniel Stafford of the Stafford Voice on at 10. We chat every day on Facebook and, just talk. I would say, 70% of it's politics, 20% of it is business, maybe. Not really. And 10% is like family stuff or personal stuff. When we talk politics, a lot of us agree and a lot of us disagree on a lot of things. And I always thought it would be a really cool show to do a roundtable show of all of us not as much is the same level of grassroots excitement that you saw for Barack Obama. You really do. No one, and I mean no one, is excited to vote for Hillary. And I believe when it's all said and done, what Americans are looking for, what leftists are looking for, is if you're really left, you're disappointed in Obama too. And you're going, this guy is going to do something about it. And Hillary is just going to be like the old Democratic crap. I don't want to have anything to do with her. Bernie's my guy. And I truly believe Bernie Sanders has a real shot of winning the nomination.
I don't
and
disagree.
2 months ago,
I
wouldn't have thought that. And I know a lot of people disagree, but I'm telling you, folks, I think he's got a hell of a shot to win.
She's a robot.
She's terrible. She's absolutely terrible. And I would say that for what we talked about before in the show, Sam, that's why I would say that there's a likelihood that the Bernie Sanders of the world and the Donald Trumps of the world have a really good shot of being your nominees, only because they are they speak to the people that are listening to them, if that makes any sense. They speak their language. And they will subscribe to that language. And the only reason why I think Trump doesn't do it is because we have incredible candidates who can do it just as well and better and actually have a clue as to what they're doing.
Yep.
But if Trump was running against, Santorum and Christie and Jeb, Trump would win the nomination. But because he actually has competition that's decent, I think he doesn't win. Bernie's got Hillary, and that's it.
Yeah.
And Hillary sucks. I'm telling you. I think Bernie wins it. I really do.
Hey, dude.
Yeah.
This is going to be really professional radio, but I have a kiddo who's sick. I gotta go.
Well, let's do.
He's in the bathroom. He's got douche pants.
I'm
not even kidding.
Douche pants or goose
I don't
pants?
know. It's a mess, and I need to go help him.
That may be. We were late anyway. So anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so let's. I'll enter this in later here, and I apologize for the folks. We'll do this really quick. The ass hat of the week. I'll put the intro in later for the podcast because everything's crashed and I'm pissed. Anyway, this week's ass hat of the week is my good friend and your friend. He said this in the debate. He said these things. You remember this?
Just for the record, one more time, I love my brother. I love my dad. I actually love my mother as well. I hope that's okay. And I admire their service to the nation and the difficult decisions that they had to make. But I'm my own man, and my views are shaped by my own thinking and my own experiences.
Sam, do you know who that was?
Sounds like Jeb Bush.
It was Jeb! Remember, first of all, you can either call him Jeb, because he, Espanol, or you got to say Jeb, but you got to say it very excited. So say Jeb really excited.
I'm not excited.
Well, there's an exclamation point after his name. You got to say it.
Of course. I can't.
Jeb! There, I'll do
Jeb.
it.
There, I did it.
Jeb's his own man, right? Hey, I love my brother, I love my dad, but I am my own man. I stand on my own.
Right.
And then I saw on Facebook, guess what you can do? If you want to, you don't have to donate, but if you want to donate to Jeb's campaign, you get a chance to meet George W. Bush. Yes! That a boy, Jeb. You're your own man, aren't you?
I don't want to give him any money, but I'd love to meet W.
What a douchebag, though.
He is a douchebag.
You can't go out there and say, I'm my own man. Look, I'm not another. I understand my last name's Bush and I love them, but I'm my own man with my own beliefs, my own thoughts. I'm my own separate person, and here is what I believe. Hey, you want to meet my brother? Yeah, meet my brother and give me some money. What do you think?
Yeah, he's an asshat.
So, Jeb Bush, sorry, dude. You're this week's asshat of the week. And this is the part where we typically play the theme.
Right, that's a good part.
This is awful. But I hope you guys enjoyed yourself this week here on ATMB. We talked socialism. We talked that Sam is a covert, underground Trump supporter. Yes. We talked that Biden's out, Hillary's in. And we learned that Jeb Bush wants you to meet his bro and give him some cash. We're going to be back next week, faster than you could say furious, with another episode of According to Me and Bunny. Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate you here. But until we see you next week with our Halloween spectacular episode, good night, America.
Take it easy.
Take care of your sick kid. Sorry, Sam.
I'm gonna. Bye.
Bye!